All right, welcome back. This is part 3 of my series, MPC Main Screen Explained, where we're going to be talking about the sequence section. Make sure to follow me on IG at DilioT2K or email me if you want to at DilioT2KFeedback at gmail.com or visit my website, DilioT2K.com. We're about to move forward into part 3. Welcome to Producer School, where I'm just giving you a basic class, clinic style of promotion, tutorial, not a promotion, but a tutorial. We're going to do this and go right into it. You know, this is not one of those flashy Zooms, look at me type of tutorials. It's just straight up producer school. If you don't want producer school, this isn't the channel to be on for this type of video. All right, we're going to dive right into it. Let's get to it. All right. So the next section, we already covered a lot of the section. We did the top part right there in part 1. Part 2, we got in this area. Now in part 3, we're going to start with this area, but in particularly in this part, we're going to mess with the sequence section because this is very important as far as understanding how the MPC works. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So the sequence name is over there. It's highlighted with the arrow, and this is where you can label your sequences like the intro, beginning, hook, end, start, stop, so that you can know what kind of sequences you got in your MPC. If you just sort of kind of let them go, it's very easy to lose track because you can't see them all at the same time. But if you want to see your list of sequences, all you got to do is double tap there. It'll give you kind of like an expanded view where you can kind of scroll and tap onto the sequence that you want. So you can double tap that and go right there. Okay, and if you want to use and rename it, how do you get the name of your sequence? Well, all you have to do is go over there to where the red arrow is and highlight the text icon right there. You hit that on there with that highlighted, and you can change the name of the sequence. This is very important so that you just don't have generic names on your sequences, so you can know where everything's at. All right. Up next is the BPM. This changes the tempo of the sequence you're on. You can have different sequences with different tempos on here if you want to. However, you can also hit the sequence button and change it to the global tempo, which is the global tempo setting of the whole sequence. That's definitely something I want to dive into a little bit more to better understand. But as far as that goes, you can have separate tempos for each sequence. However, that can kind of be a tricky down the line. Say you want to turn multiple sequences into a full-length song. So be mindful of that. Right here is the sequence length. You can tap that pencil right there to double the length. That's the primary thing right there. But this determines the length of the sequence. So if you want a 1-bar sequence, you can change it there. If you want 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, you can go up to hundreds of bars to do a full-length song in one sequence if you want to do that. However, that's where you would change that right there. And you can edit that, double it, shrink it, with the pencil tool. There's a lot of items under there. We're not covering that in this series, but that's what that is right there. Okay, up next we got the start and end sections of the sequence. So if you want your sequence to start on bar 2 and end on bar 4, you can do it right there. If you want to start on 1 and end on bar 2, you can do it right there. Typically, the basic thing to keep it, say, in this scenario, if I got 4 bars right here, if I got 4 bars right there, I want the sequence to start on 1 and then that 4. And then if I want to keep repeating, I make sure that this is highlighted. This is kind of a loop sequence on and off button right there. You want to keep that going. Now, in a full-length song, if you got a full-length song with about like 100-something bars or 80 bars, and you don't want it to repeat from the top, you would highlight that, turn that off, and disable that, and it wouldn't repeat. Over here is the transpose. Transpose is kind of fun because it helps you transpose a whole song without having to know how to play in other keys. That's definitely an area of growth that I've consistently needed to have. But of course, with practice and diligence, it's easier to do. Transpose your sequence. It does not apply to drum programs. And be wary of doing this in song mode. Sometimes the MPC sequencer doesn't realize that you want to transpose all your musical stuff and not your drum stuff. You have to really pay attention to that, because if you don't pay attention to that, it can kind of trip you up. So be careful of that. But for basic stuff, if you just want to transpose some things, that's cool as well. And that's always a fun thing to do. And over there is the tool that you use to edit the name of the sequence. Once again, that is pretty continuous global theme around this whole thing. So if you want that tempo to change over to here, or the name of the sequence, you can change that here. If you want to change the name of the track, drum program, you can do that right there. And then right there, with that pencil tool, you get a lot of functions under the hood of this that are affected by this tool right here. You hit that pencil, you can double length, You can halve the length. You can half time your whole sequence. You can double time your whole sequence by data, by information, not by audio sound. So that's very important to remember. And there are like a lot of great functions under there to help you really modify your tracks to where you want them to go. So keep that in mind right there. That's a great tool to have. All right, so that's part 3. Make sure you email me if you got any questions. Maybe I could do videos about them. I welcome that as I continue to make more content on this platform. Email me at DilioT2KFeedback@gmail.com. Follow me on IG for just random stuff you want to see me do on there, or just rap or whatever, DilioT2K. I also got music on Spotify and all streaming platforms at Dilio. And I really would like you to join my email list so that I can reach you better. My YouTube channel doesn't really reach all my viewers that well. And if you want to know what's going on when I come out with new products, new classes, new things like that, I would like to reach you through there. All right. Like, comment, subscribe always. You're watching Dilio T2K YouTube channel. And definitely let me know if you like this type of content. I definitely like it because it helps me really break down, helps me teach myself about this stuff. So I hope it's helping you out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video.